ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Ram Trucks. Here in Houston at Rice Stadium, number 25 Memphis on the road. Ted Emmerich, Dustin Fox with you, and we welcome in the real gangster of our group, Marilyn Payne.
Gentlemen, it'd be high crime for Memphis to ride high this week after its bounce-back win against ranked South Florida. So Tigers head coach Ryan Silverfield told his team, "I want more." Running back Greg DeWosier explained, "We know we can win this American Conference Championship and get that college football playoff spot, but we have no margin for error." He told his teammates in practice this week, "Guys, we cannot make any mistakes following that one loss to UAB. It is foot on the gas, all gas, no brakes the rest of the way, and that starts tonight."
Yeah, Marilyn, Silverfield said it. We got to even be better now. No margin for error for Memphis the rest of the way. Rice won the coin toss, and they wanted the ball. They'll start from the 25, and with Scott Abel, Dustin, they run such an innovative offense. Yes, old school principles with the triple option with a new school look.
Yeah, it is a very new school look. It's something that you don't really see a lot in college football. They run what's called the gun choice, and they run it with Chase Jenkins, this electric, elusive quarterback who is one of the more dynamic athletes you'll find in college football. And boy, they love to be able to have the football in this young man's hands every snap.
And they run it with Quentin Jackson, who had the 4 touchdowns a week ago, and Jackson picks up 6 on first down. He had 24 touches a week ago, a career high, just 5'7", 160, Dustin. But Scott Abel says that he plays so much bigger than he really is.
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, you saw it last week, and you saw it right there on that last run. I mean, he's a physical, powerful runner that can get downhill in a hurry.
Give it to Jackson again, and he is stacked up by Sam Brunfield. Memphis leading tackler, the transfer from Virginia Tech, limits him to a gain of 1.
Yeah, that's a big dude in the middle of that defense, Sam Brunfield, who has just been a dominant player every stop along the way. You mentioned Virginia Tech. Before that, Middle Tennessee, and was even a baller at Northwest Missouri back in the day.
3rd and 3 for Rice. They would love to play keep away against Memphis tonight. They've got to convert 3rd downs like these. Jenkins pulls it, finds Drayton Dickman, and he is tackled in the flat. Chris Bracey, the safety, says too small. A loss of a yard, and Rice has to punt.
And that's exactly the start that Memphis would love to have, and the exact opposite, obviously, for Rice. 3 and outs are the enemy of any triple option attack, and that is a big stop. Great stop there by Bracey, as you talked about there, a young man who has been through a little bit of adversity this season, but is now kind of finding his footing in the secondary for Memphis.
Lost his starting job before earning it back. Sutton Smith awaits the punt from Alex Baqueta. And a little contact there, and the flag comes out. Smith was bumped. And of course, the flag is thrown. That was Davion Hook, who made contact with Smith.
Kick exceeding interference. Kicking team. 15-yard penalty from the spot. First down.
So Memphis ends up with outstanding field position to start.
And this is not ideal for Rice to start here. You just got to give him, he's waving the hand. You got to get out of the way. I mean, there's really no option at that point in time. That's just an error, a mental error on the part of Rice. And now here Memphis with the football out near midfield.
With Brendan Lewis at quarterback, who was touch and go a week ago with the ankle injury. He practiced in full all week this week, and he's slinging on first down. Dumps it down to DeWosier. Made a man miss, and DeWosier has a first down into Rice territory, gain of 12.
Boy, what a move he puts on Andrew Awe on the outside. As you take a look at Lewis's numbers from a week ago, it was excellent. And really a game, you know, I called that UAB game 2 weeks prior, or a week prior to last week's game, and he could barely walk, you know, at the end of that ball game. So it was surprising to see him come out A little bit hobbled, but he got the job done.
Now Lewis hands it to DeWosier, and he is wrapped up by Hook, who committed that penalty on the punt. Dumped him for a loss of 1.
Now talk about redeeming yourself. You'll see 29 coming to the screen. DeWosier's got nowhere to go. Really nice job tackling in open space by Davion Hook.
2nd and 11. Oh, Lewis slipped. And Lewis fortunate to make it back to the line of scrimmage. Marcus Williams wrapped him up. This is what Rice wanted, the recipe for an upset, try to put Memphis in 3rd and long.
Well, here they go. 3rd and 11 to start this drive. However, they are in Rice territory, and we do know that Ryan Silverfield will be aggressive. If they can maybe pick up half of this, I would see them going for it on 4th down.
Which means the run isn't out of play, but flags fly, and Memphis will move back. That's on the center, Yukari Walker, the Colorado transfer. So 3rd and 16 now for the Tigers.
False starts have been an issue for the Memphis Tigers going back to that UAB ball game 2 weeks ago.
The 8th false start in the last 3 weeks. On 3rd and 16, Lewis hangs in and connects. It's a 1st down for Cortez Braham. What a season he has put together. And he puts Memphis inside the 20 with a gain of 30.
Boy, this was just too easy on the outside. It's a deep in-cutting route at about 15 yards, which is what the line to gain was. And as Braham comes across, the ball's delivered in stride, and it's a zone coverage where all the cushion was just too much.
Lewis keeps it. And Lewis spinning out of a tackle. Lewis muscles in for the touchdown. I think that ankle is just fine. An 18-yard scamper for Brendan Lewis to start things off.
What a job by Lewis. This is obviously has a chance to be a pass as he looks off the fake and then breaks a really, well, not a great attempt there, obviously, by Jack Kane. But Jack Kane's playing with a club on his hand, so you could see he was not able to wrap up. And Brendan Lewis makes him pay.
An Ohio transfer, Gianni Spedic, adds the extra point. Dream start for Memphis on the road. The 3-and-out followed by the touchdown.
Well, the Tigers get off to a red-hot start. They get the 3-and-out. They go right down the field with the short field, and they get points. 7-zip from Houston.
From Houston, you are watching the American Conference on ESPN. Down South Maine, Rice University, 75-year-old Rice Stadium, number 25 Memphis in the playoff hunt. Off to a 7-0 lead over the Rice Owls. Ted Emmerich, Dustin Fox, Marilyn Payne, our entire crew. Memphis forcing the 3-and-out on defense. And they take advantage of the short field. Brendan Lewis with his team-leading 8th touchdown run of the season.
It's something that's a little bit different for this Memphis offense, because when you look back at the history, at least the last 4 years, when Seth Hennigan was the quarterback, they didn't have that option. I mean, he was a pure pocket passer, but to have Lewis now, it really gives Tim Cramsey, their offensive coordinator, a lot more options in terms of their playbook.
Well, we didn't see much of Rice's offense on their first possession. Scott Abel putting in the triple option out of the shotgun at Rice.
There we go. It's called the gun choice, and the choices are as follows. You can hand the football off easily, just like they do right there. Quentin Jackson takes that to the house. The option 2 would be to pitch it on the outside. Again, you're running it out of the shotgun, so your quarterback, Chase Jenkins, has all time to read the edge of the defense, can make that pitch, can hand the football off, or can take off and hold it himself and go for a touchdown run. And they can also, by the way, throw the football a little bit too.
Jackson runs it. to the 30-yard line, a gain of 5. And something you brought up with Abel yesterday when we sat down with him, this can be the ultimate playing field leveler against a team like Memphis.
Totally agree. And, you know, when you're at Rice or some of these other programs that have just struggled year in and year out to get talent and try to just go toe-to-toe, it's darn near impossible. And so they've decided to go with the sort of the way of the academies and decide to go with a little bit of triple option and not block everybody. But right there, you might want to block that young man.
Yeah, you want to block Puda Walker.
Yeah, Puda needs blocked.
305-pounder. That's a loss of 2 to bring up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, 6'1", 305, the 5th-year senior out of Pensacola is he's someone you might want to get a body on there in the middle of that Memphis defense. But back to the point, you know, as we have a 3rd and 7 coming up here, it does, I think, level the playing field. Ted, they've got 4 wins already. They had 4 wins all of last season.
Jenkins under duress. Roos saw the pressure, and the pass sails over the head of Landon Ransom goal. So Rice has to punt again.
Boy, 6 offensive plays by Rice's offense, and we're about to have our 2nd punt. So not a great spot to be in if you're an Owl fan tonight. And obviously Memphis is most likely going to have pretty good field position here to start their 2nd drive. Ted, this is not an offense built to play from behind.
No, sir. Got to watch out for Sutton Smith in the return game. Had the 99-yard kick return for a touchdown against UAB a couple of weeks back. Won't get a chance to return this one.
Heck of a punt.
As Paqueta angles it out of bounds near the 25. Timeout. Memphis has the ball back. Up 7-0 here in Houston.
College Football Primetime is presented by Ram, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff.
Rice coach Scott Abel says, yeah, football was my first love, but I was just a better baseball player. He was a catcher, led Longwood to the Division II College World Series. He was in the Royals minor league organization. He was a catcher, Dustin, a field general on the diamond. He says, that's what gave me my head start as a football coach.
Well, if you are a catcher, you are a, as you say, field general. Got to have that ability to lead, and certainly he's done a great job of that every stop along the way to his first FBS head coaching gig here in Houston.
His defense trying to stop Memphis certainly didn't do that on the first drive. Rice has gone 3 and out on their first 2 possessions. Lewis dumps it. Marcelo Bussey could not break the tackle of Omari Porter, the Stanford transfer. It's a gain of 1. How about that? 5 years at Stanford, now 1 year at Rice. He's going to end up with multiple elite degrees.
I was just going to say, like, any job in the world, just go apply and pop that resume down, and pretty sure you'll be accepted. They may say you're overqualified.
Getting his master's in engineering, management, and leadership here at Rice. We'll all be working for it.
Yeah, no doubt.
On 2nd and 9, Lewis spins it to Sutton Smith, who was split out wide in the back. The former receiver picks up the first down. Past the 35, it's a gain of 12.
Yeah, Sutton Smith is so versatile for this offense, and you know, we talk a lot about the rushing attack of Rice there in the open with Quentin Jackson. But man, they've got 2 bell cows in their backfield with both Smith and DeWosier.
DeWosier is the back. Smith gets the breather. Lewis keeps. And just runs for what he can. Might have lost a half yard there. This is such a eerie situation for Memphis, Dustin. It is silent here on the road. Not many fans in the stadium. And Ryan Silverfield told us yesterday, we have to create our own energy tonight.
Well, they do. And listen, last week there was a huge game. You know, national TV. They're playing another ranked opponent in South Florida, and 30,000 plus fans. Well, tonight it's a little different here on a Friday night. And you said it. I mean, they've got to bring their own energy in whatever way they can. You know, thus far they look to be moving just fine, you know, to start this ball game.
Duosier slashing ahead to the secondary and still on his feet. A first down close to midfield. 13 yards for Duosier.
Marilyn, what's it like down on the sidelines?
As the Memphis defense took the field, the offensive assistant coaches gathered the offensive skill position players off the benches and said, this is it, energy guys, go. And they all stepped up to that white line and started yelling. They are doing what their head coach has empowered them to do, and that's make as much noise down here as they can.
Well, they sure have to. Not a ton of fans in attendance, but it doesn't matter. I mean, they're a top-ranked team trying to get to the college football playoff, right? And look, they've been through it. They played at UAB a couple of weeks back, and there weren't many fans there either, and they lost that game. So I'm pretty sure that they're still having nightmares over their trip to Birmingham. No pun intended on Halloween.
You love Halloween.
I do love Halloween.
Yeah,
and thank you guys for participating. I appreciate it.
Of course.
You've made my night, my day.
Dustin, we're a family.
We are. We are.
Frank Pazant in it running back now. Pocket crumbles. Lewis escapes. And hits Pazant. Just past midfield for a gain of 5 to bring up third down.
Well, and that's that mobility that Lewis has. And he sure looks to be moving pretty well to me, you know, for having that bum ankle, you know, a week ago. And I've had many ankle injuries throughout my career, and they tend to get better. It's truly a day-to-day process, and now he's about 2 weeks out from when he actually injured it at UAB. Looks to be moving pretty well.
On third down, Lewis over the top, and it's Brendan Lewis's first incompletion of the night. Marcelo Bussey running down there with Omari Porter.
Porter had great coverage. It was one-on-one, and really in that situation, Brendan Lewis was just trying to take a shot and throws it up there, hoping his receiver can run underneath it. His receiver needed about 10 more yards to get to that football. So it's a good stop by Rice's defense as they've gone 3 and out on their first 2 possessions of the game. They get their first stop on defense.
The Aussie Lachlan Kerrigan, the true freshman, a product of Pro Kick Australia, like so many punters in the game these days. Sends it out of bounds. Tyson Thompson brought it in across the sideline. Can Rice put something together? Down 7-0 against the playoff contender, Memphis. Dustin, let's take a look at your impact players brought to you by Brooks.
Yeah, these are the dudes that are going to have to make plays tonight. Braham, obviously the star wide receiver. Kamari Wilson's going to be following this offense everywhere. And then, of course, Quinn Jackson, their star running back for Rice. He's got to have a big day. Blake Banish. Love this guy on tape. You're going to love watching him tonight when he makes plays at his size. I mean, he can move.
Jackson on the sideline to start this drive. It's the bigger back Dalen Alexander for Rice, and the quarterback Chase Jenkins picks up 3 with his legs. For this gun choice offense to work, the quarterback has to be a threat on the ground, and Jenkins, kind of like Brendan Lewis for Memphis, he has healed from an ankle injury recently.
Yeah, he's finally getting back to being himself. They had, how many quarterbacks, Ted, played against UTSA? 4, 5, 6? I don't know how many played in that game. Obviously the score was not what they would have liked. He got out of hand, but there was a reason for that. They were on, I don't know, their 6th-string walk-on quarterback.
Rice just wanted to throw that game into the vacuum seal and move on. Alexander can't quite turn the corner, and so once again, 3rd and long for Rice. They're trying to avoid a 3rd consecutive 3 and out to start the game.
Well, they're just having a hard time with this interior of this Memphis defense. On that play in particular, William Whitlow Jr., the lone returner on this defense, just makes a phenomenal play. And when you're talking about playing against the triple option attack, the most important thing is eye discipline and having everyone be in their gaps.
Jenkins, dangerous pass, and it's blown up by Kamari Wilson. Drayden Dickman was the target. Wilson that close to a pick 6.
This could have been potentially a pick 6. I mean, Wilson was right there. I mean, bang, bang play. I don't even know if he saw the ball. He was just kind of looking at his target, which was the receiver. Now they're going to take a look, and was that a backward pass? And if it was a fumble. And guess what? It was recovered by Kamari Wilson. There was a recovery right as it happened. So that would be very, very interesting. They'll take a look at this one, partner.
And that's what you need in this case as Memphis, that clear recovery in the field of play. Matt Overton is the referee. There's collaborative replay in Pittsburgh for the American. Another look, is this a backwards pass?
Well, he throws it from about the 11. If our wonderful crew can give us one more look at that, it'd be fantastic. It's hard to tell because he was right around the 10. This will be a good look. Wow. You know what, man? I'm glad I'm sitting up here and not in the replay booth, because I don't know how you tell that one. That's very, very close.
Again, just ahead of the 10-yard line.
To me, that looks like it's back a little, just I mean, maybe 6 inches behind the line of scrimmage. But to me, that was, from that look, a backwards pass.
The second angle, Dustin, I think made it look that way. Here's the call.
It was recovered by the defense. However, a whistle was sounded. It will be 1st and goal for Memphis at the 7-yard line.
And it is a fumble recovery for Memphis. Yeah, give the belt to Kamari Wilson. He's the champ now.
And just tremendous awareness by Kamari Wilson to be able to pick up that football, not knowing that it could be reviewed. Maybe in that moment you're just thinking, hey, react, the ball's there, and let's get on it. And man, very interesting too. When we chatted yesterday afternoon with Ryan Silverfield, the head coach of Memphis, and obviously their defensive coordinator, Jordan Hankins, they were saying Kamari Wilson's got to have a game. Well, partner, he's had a good one to start.
They give it to DeWosier, 1st and goal for Memphis, and he reaches the 6. Yeah, Kamari Wilson wants to make it back to the college football playoff. He was there as a special teamer for Arizona State a year ago, and now as a key player on this Memphis defense.
Absolutely. And we're in the green dot tonight to start the game for their defense, which is unique. They rotated around for Coach Hankins to be able to talk to different players at different levels of the line of scrimmage on defense.
Lewis keeps it, and he weaves inside the 5, so 3rd and goal for Memphis. Ty Morris prevented the touchdown. 3rd and goal from the 2. This is the best red zone offense in the nation, Dustin. Nobody converts red zone trips into touchdowns better than Memphis. 82% on the season. Trying to punch it in on 3rd and goal.
They have 23 touchdowns out of the 28 times they've been down here. The only time they didn't score any points was in that UAB game at the end.
Pazant powers ahead for the touchdown. Memphis does cash in off the turnover, and they add to their lead here in Houston.
So much credit is given to Sutton Smith and Greg DeWosier as their bell cow backs out of the backfield. But man, Frank Pazant, he's a big physical guy. That's now his 4th touchdown on the season. So certainly you get around the red zone, around the goal line, man, he's a guy, you want to get the football in the hands of 22 as well. So they have a wealth of riches in the backfield, Ted.
Wilson set it up with the fumble recovery. I think that's our best look, and from that angle, it certainly looked like a backwards pass. You see where Jenkins planted his foot, and with the arm angle, the trajectory, Wilson was right on top of it.
Absolutely. And then to be able to get points off of the turnover is huge for this Memphis offense. They got to be thrilled with the way that they've started this ball game. A couple of 3-and-outs, now a turnover, and 14 points.
Exactly what Ryan Silverfield was hoping for. Short week, trap game, so to speak. Silverfield said yesterday, I really don't know what a trap game is supposed to mean. That should not enter our lexicon. Every game is massive at this point. They can't afford any losses if they're going to make the college football playoff.
No, the room for error is gone. And that was removed in Birmingham. And look, they've got a schedule remaining where they'll be the favorite most likely in every game they play. In fact, I would say that they'll be slight favorites, at least slight favorites in every game they have.
Well, tomorrow, SEC on ABC. The triple header begins in Austin. The folk hero, Diego Pavia, leading number 9 Vanderbilt against Texas. Number 5 Georgia and Florida. The cocktail party in Jacksonville. And then a playoff elimination game, Oklahoma and Tennessee. Jenkins on the keeper here, 4-2. Arch Manning, questionable with the concussion. Molly McGrath, saw her on SportsCenter earlier, say that Manning is trending positively through the concussion protocol, and he could very well be available tomorrow.
Certainly would need to have him. And the job that Vanderbilt has done this year, they've been unbelievable. I mean, right now, I mean, I've got them in my top 12 for the college football playoff, which we'll talk about later on in the broadcast. 7-1.
Quentin Jackson ridden out of bounds by DeMarco Ward, who didn't play a ton last week, Dustin, against South Florida. Coaches told us yesterday that Ward would figure prominently here today.
Looks fine to me. I mean, that's a heck of a play by 31 to go make that stop and now bring up a 3rd and long, which is not ideal territory for this option attack, and I'm guessing we'll have to see Chase Jenkins put the ball in the air.
On 3rd and 8. Jenkins feeling the heat, and he is buried inside the 20. Jaden Maribel along with Jalen Bell. Loss of 10.
It's hard to tell. I thought it was 98, but it's 93, and then you got 99 bearing down as well. Poodle Walker. There's some big dudes in there, and the pressure gets home on Chase Jenkins, and now another punt ensuing here.
Make it the 3rd punt of the night for Bacchetta, who goes down. And Smith goes down as well. More contact on Sutton Smith, the return man, and 2 flags are out.
Yeah, this is going to be on Marcus Williams, the safety, wears number 4, not the quarterback, Chase Jenkins, but Marcus Williams is the defensive
kick catching
back
interference.
Special teams.
Kicking team, number 4. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
The second time Rice has committed kick-catch interference against Sutton Smith on a punt.
I don't know what's going on there. I mean, I've played gunner many times. When you see the return man about to catch the football, you have to chop your feet and break down and not lunge your body. It's something you work on in practice, and you've got to have that awareness. It's just a mental error right there now twice by the Rice punt team.
We talked with Marcus Williams yesterday, Dustin. He was so excited for tonight. Called it an opportunity to show that, yeah, we can ball too here at Rice. Just way too overeager there. Winning stages of the first quarter, and Memphis has it right near midfield. Lewis drills it. That is caught. Brought in by Jaden Thompson, just his 4th catch of the year, and it goes for 16.
Gosh, this is just such a good throw by Brendan Lewis. He throws it right over the linebacker's head, Andrew Awe, in between the safety. I mean, it's a very small window to throw that football, and he delivers it on the money.
Memphis going to try to sneak in a play before the end of the quarter. No, they won't. But they have it at the 35 of Rice on the other side. Already up a couple of touchdowns on the road as they try to stay in the playoff race.
Welcome back to Rice Stadium. Memphis leads 14-0. Coach, what has to happen for your offense to generate points when you get the ball back?
Well, we got to get something going first, right? You know, we haven't yet to establish anything. Credit to Memphis, but, you know, we got to execute better. We got to make some better decisions in our run game. You know, there's so much base decision to be made there. We're just not executing very well. We'll make a change here in the second quarter, and we'll get it going.
Defensively, one stop on third down. How do you get another here?
Well, I think that comes down to tackling. I think our guys have been in the right place a lot. We have to finish this tackle better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that Rice defense trying to tackle Frank Pazant right now. Had a touchdown in the first quarter. He gained 6 here to start the second. Ted Emwick, Dustin Fox, Marilyn Payne here on a Halloween in Houston. Memphis has been on point to start.
On point with their offense, on point with their defense. I mean, they have been executing at a high level to start this ball game. Something I didn't see them do, you know, 2 weeks ago against UAB. They've certainly learned their lesson from that performance.
Rice brings the blitz. Lewis escapes. Brendan Lewis inside the 15 with a first down. Andrew Alway brought him down, but Lewis going for 16.
And this probably should have been a sack in the backfield. 75 Blake Banish nearly has him wrapped up by that ankle, and it's a bad ankle too, by the way. He's somehow able to escape and pick up the first down as they are now inside the red zone.
But man, the change of direction just far different from the first half last week against South Florida. He was a much better runner in the second half in that win, and he looks even better so far tonight. Lewis feeds it to Sutton Smith. He carries it for a yard. Aquinas Clemens, the tackle for Rice, undersized to say the least, listed at 5'10". Scott Abel said it yesterday. He's more like 5'8", but man, he balls in the middle of that defensive line.
Yeah, he said he's tiny in terms of stature, but man, 281 pounds at 5'8". Talk about a low center of gravity and just using that to his advantage.
Technically a walk-on on the Bill Gates Scholarship studying engineering here at Rice. Lewis on the move. Darting inside the 5, looking for the pylon. And he is just short. First and goal for Memphis at the 1.
Yeah, Ted, I got to say at this point, I mean, Brendan Lewis just does not appear to be limited really at all. I mean, he's moving around really well. Obviously, they're allowing him to run the football. And Tim Cramsey on the sidelines during games keeps track, or somebody keeps track of how many times he takes a shot. Gets tackled to the ground or sacked or what have you, because they want to limit those throughout a game. He's had several, by the way, to start the ball game.
Pazant busting through the drywall for his second touchdown tonight. And once again, Memphis capitalizes in the red zone. Even Batman likes it.
Batman is very happy on this Halloween evening. As you said it, partner. Pazant, his second touchdown run of the day. 5th on the season now. And I don't know that there are many easier touchdown runs than that one right there. Untouched just from about outside the 1 yard line. As this Memphis offense just continues to cook. A great start by the Tigers, the start they had to have, as every game now is a playoff game essentially for the Memphis Tigers, trying to find their way to the college football playoff come December. Off to a good start tonight, 21-0.
This side, who's the better team? It is wide open.
Can you believe it? Who's in the driver's seat to get to the playoff?
The top 25 rankings reveal and 12-team CFP projection. Tuesday on ESPN.
Now, for the first time this season, we will take a look at those CFP rankings. With a win tonight, where would Ryan Silverfield's team be? We check out the rest of their schedule, and two that stick out, Dustin. Tulane next week, also on a Friday night. Tulane coming off the loss to UTSA last night.
The trip to Greenville on the 15th is going to be a very, very interesting matchup. I like what the Pirates have done this year, especially with their offense. That as it said right there, 55%. So that's going to be a tight ball game according to our analytics, which are never wrong, by the way. Never. But I do think it's going to be a fun game to watch. And we'll have some more answers tomorrow afternoon around 3:30, 4 o'clock, as that North Texas Navy game will be concluding. Back at your old stomping grounds, partner.
What a game that is in the American. What it has turned out to be the only game between two 7-win teams, maybe in North Texas, tomorrow. DeAndre Hardiman Jr. scored his first career touchdown last week for Rice in that win over UConn with his first carry. Rice has -3 yards as an offense so far. That's with that 2-yard run.
I'm speechless, to be honest with you. I mean, I expected them to be able to move the ball at least a little bit. They haven't moved it at all.
Now right into the teeth of the defense. Once again, it's Hardiman. I mean, Rice doesn't have a first down tonight, and now they face 3rd and 6. They ran for 300 yards last week in the victory over UConn.
Well, clearly, I mean, UConn's a good football team, and I like what Jim Moore's done with that squad, and they play pretty decent defense there as well, but this is a step up in competition, there's no doubt.
The speed option, and Jenkins is cut down by Brumfield.
Sam Brumfield is just one of those war daddies at the linebacker position. Just kind of like always like foaming at the mouth, ready to just go attack anything he sees. And that's just the type of player that he is. And the defense responds to him. He's a big-time leader on this defense, tied for a team lead in tackles with Kamari Wilson, who also made a big play earlier. And what's crazy about this whole setup here, Ted, with this defense and offense, frankly, is they have 78 new players on this team. So to be able to put together all these new faces, it's amazing.
Smith, a nice return up to close to the 45, and another punt, another flag on a Rice punt here, this time away from the return. It's on the opposite side of the field, closer to the line of scrimmage.
During the kick, holding, return team, number 33. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick, first down.
It's on Donovan Mathena of Memphis, up 21-0 on the road and looking to do more damage. Yeah, so Tuesday night on ESPN, we've got the first college football playoff top 25 show presented by Allstate. We got to get Fox's playoff prediction. What do you think here? Here is your top 12 right now.
Well, I mean, listen. Obviously, number one, Ohio State. They've been dominant this season. Indiana's been just as good and just as impressive. And frankly, they have that win over Oregon, which is the most impressive win of the year. I think it's going to be interesting. The next couple of weeks is going to be really, really fascinating. Vanderbilt's in there. They got a big matchup tomorrow. I want to see how Miami responds after their loss to Louisville a week ago. And so we'll see. Memphis, though, gets that 12 spot. How about that?
And Memphis is in that picture, certainly, starting with their worst field position to open a drive. And the pass is caught by Marcelo Bussey for a first down and a gain of 12. Don't forget, you can go to ESPN.com/Allstate Playoff Predictor. Check out your team's chances to make the college football playoff.
Well, if that bracket started today, they would be playing Georgia in round one.
Into the flat, and on the run now, Bussey again. Room to roam. Inside the 30, a big play for Bryce Dorsey.
Dorsey probably takes this to the house, Ted, if he didn't hit a turf monster at about the 50-yard line. He gets it tripped up right there, and then it slows him down just enough to allow the Rice defenders to have the angle and bring him down. And now the football's going to be inside the 15-yard line because they're roughing the passer at the end of this play.
Yeah, the hit by El Royal Morris, the brother of star linebacker Ty Morris. And so Memphis back in the red zone. It was a 50-yard pass to Dorsey, just his 7th catch of the year. Once again, Dustin, Brendan Lewis spreading it around just like he has all season long.
He's doing a great job and looks to be, like I said, 100% healthy. And Bussy, who's having himself a breakout season with another big play.
To Ozier, cutting it back. And tripped up inside the 5 by Marcus Williams. At the 1, make it 1st and goal for Memphis, gain of 11.
Ted, I just love the way this dude is able to get north and south. But while he's also going north and south, he's able to stick a foot in the ground and make a 1 cut while still moving vertically. And he doesn't lose any momentum or speed. I mean, he is just so elusive and electric and nearly finds the end zone right there.
And once again on the doorstep. Once again, Frank Pazant stopped initially. 2nd effort. He is in for his 3rd touchdown. It is a hat trick for Frank Pazant.
I threw the hat on Ted here in the booth.
Field is a touchdown.
The Don's wearing the hat right now because the hat trick by Pazant. And what a tremendous effort. We'll double check to make sure he gets in.
The ruling of a touchdown is under further review.
I don't know that he got it.
I'm not sure there. Again, the ruling on the field is touchdown.
I just don't really know what he saw. Again, he's down there on the sidelines and has a better view than we do up here, but boy, it just sure looked like he was short the entire way. Did that scare you when I put the hat on you?
A little bit, actually.
I'm sorry.
So
what a collision that was right there with Andrew Awe. My initial thought was, as he turned, did that ball cross the line? I can't tell from this.
And again, as we know, Dustin, you certainly know it, just looking to cross that initial bit of white. It's not as if it has to make it into the blue of the end zone. Does that ball cross the plane, the white goal line? Again, touchdown is the ruling on the field. And you got to have enough, something that is clear and obvious to overturn it.
After review, the runner was short of the goal line. It will be 2nd and goal at the half-yard line.
And apparently there was something clear and obvious to the crew to take the touchdown off the board. And it's 2nd and goal.
Well, you know what's going to happen here. The exact same thing.
One more time.
You're going to hand the football to number 22 and let him attempt to get his 3rd touchdown of the day, so he can wear a hat around the Memphis facility on Monday.
He's already got a hat on and a helmet. Just give him a different one.
That's right.
The biggest back that Memphis has. Once again in there, this time behind Matt Adcock. Lewis sneaks it.
Short.
Peel back the pile. Didn't get in. 3rd and goal. Boy, just inches away from the goal line, too. One more crack at it. Will Lewis sneak it, or will he hand it to Pazant? Pazant. No doubt this time. Touchdown number 3. He had 3 touchdowns on the season coming in, and he's got 3 tonight.
Well, they list Pazant at 5'11", 205, but I think he's probably more along the lines of maybe 215, 217, something like that, and he is a very, very powerful runner. The transfer from Middle Tennessee, and you got to love the story too, because it's a young man who's been through a lot of adversity and battled, spent 5 years at Middle Tennessee, was their leading rusher all the way back in 2022. He's battled a bunch of injuries the last couple seasons, transfers here for his final year at Memphis, and now 3 touchdowns in a quarter and a half to start this game. What a performance by that young man.
Matching his career high from 3 years ago in a game against Tennessee State. 3 scores for Pizan. Well, for 20 years, All-State has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you to All-State. You know where Frank Pizan went to high school in Pensacola?
I can look at my sheet, but you can tell me more details about it.
The same high school as Emmitt Smith, Trent Richardson, and Roman Reigns from the WWE, Escambia High School.
Yes. Well, and ironically enough, he's also wearing number 22. I wonder if there's a connection there.
There you go.
I'm sure there is some sort of a connection. But nonetheless, great performance to start the game for Pizan.
Saw the slip by Spedic on the kick, and certainly affected things as Rice will have it inside the 30. Frank Pizan's the real OTC here tonight for Memphis.
22-yard line.
I spent a week in Pensacola about 2 weeks ago when I was down doing a South Alabama game and then doing our UAB game.
754.
What a hidden gem that place is. I mean, if you've never been to Pensacola, the Panhandle, man, Gulf Shore is beautiful.
You said you were working, or is this vacation?
No, you know, a little parlay. Okay. You know, all right. You know, I got my charts on the beach. How about that?
There you go. Studying hard.
Absolutely.
I'm sure. Just grinding on the film.
How do you think we come up with these great stats?
That's right. Jackson trying to give Rice some semblance of life on offense, and he crosses the 25, picked up 4. Chris Bracey brought him down. Again, Rice still does not have a first down. Speed option. Jenkins has the first down of the night, and he bursts ahead past the 45.
Well, you can see that speed of Chase Jenkins right there. It's just a matter of time until he was able to get loose, and you know, you wonder if it's maybe a little bit too late, too late. But nonetheless, it's their first down. They're out near midfield, and maybe, just maybe, this is a start to something here on this drive.
Jenkins went for 20 there. Now he hooks up with Drayton Dickman, who's also on the Rice track team. Came in 6th in the 100 meters at the American Conference Outdoor Championships. He goes for 6 yards.
I was looking up his stats this morning because I was curious. I knew he was on the track team, and looking up his personal best and some of the things. I mean, he's a heck of a track athlete. 10-500 meters, runs on the 4x100 meter relay team as well. He's got some wheels there on the outside.
First snap for Rice in Memphis territory tonight. And Jackson hops back to the line of scrimmage. Kamari Wilson was waiting. Oh, we talked with Jackson yesterday, and he embraces that underdog mentality, as he should at his size.
He said he's always been the underdog his entire life. So it's no different now. And so he embraces that. He walks around with a huge chip on his shoulder, and he just loves the opportunity he's been given here with this new coach in Scott Abel.
Jenkins back to Dickman for the first down. Inside the 40-yard line, Ward had the coverage, a 9-yard pickup.
Well, I think that's something you're going to see a little bit more of as we go throughout this game. They're going to have to put the ball in the air a heck of a lot more, being down 4 touchdowns, 28-0. I think that connection, Jenkins to Dickman, is something that could provide some juice for this offense.
Can you think triple option? You think, oh, what do? Throw 5 times a game? No, that is not how this offense is designed. And Jenkins could have to throw it a lot more tonight, considering the state of the game. He runs here for a couple.
Well, Ted, a week ago, they ran for over 200 yards, right? But they still threw the ball 22 times.
Yes.
Chase Jenkins did. He was 17 for 22 for 191 yards and a touchdown. Those aren't terrible numbers, especially when you're considering that's a triple option offense.
And Jenkins was so excited to make the move back to quarterback, was recruited as a QB here in the Houston area, moved to receiver under the old regime. When Scott Abel took over, he said, "You're my guy." Jenkins gets drilled as he throws it away. Drew Watts clobbered him.
Watts was bearing down, and luckily he's able to get that pass away, just really throwing it away to out of bounds. He was trying to find Ransom Goals. Landon Ransom Goals 17, who was there on the outside, and that ball goes, 15 yards over the head of 17. So lived to fight another down, 3rd and long, but still they're across midfield. They're inside Memphis territory at about the 36-yard line, and down 4 scores. And 2 downs here to get 8 yards.
Yeah, for sure. Into the flat. Oh, Aaron Turner stumbling, and that cost him.
Man.
Throw is a little off target from Jenkins, and he loses a yard as Kamari Wilson wrapped him up.
Yeah, wasn't really part of the play design, but had he handed that ball off to Quentin Jackson up the middle, I mean, he was not going to be touched until he got the 1st down. And now that's the sixth tackle for loss by this Memphis defense. Yeah, 6.
A defense that prides itself on TFLs, and Rice going for it on 4th and 9, of course. Jenkins connects with Turner, and it's a 1st down inside the 30.
Wow, that is a heck of a job by Rice in their offense, and really Chase Jenkins avoiding pressure. There is all kinds of pressure bearing down on him by this Memphis Tigers defense, and then just puts it in a spot where he gives his receiver Aaron Turner a chance, and he's able to corral it.
And Turner's one of the few vets that Rice has in that receiver room. This is now the 10th play of the drive for Rice. Just trying to cobble something together before the end of the half. Now Turner on the jet sweep. And Turner working his way to the 20-yard line.
Well, this is what you're seeing, how this offense can be effective. 11 plays now. 11th play coming up, I should say. And they're moving the ball. Had they done this on the opening drive, I mean, it could be a different story. Instead, they're down 4 scores, but I do like the way that they're getting something going here on offense.
Jenkins pulls it. Open man.
Oh, my goodness.
The hands of Micah Barnett, the tight end. There is a flag down.
Oh, my goodness. Micah Barnett was going to walk into the end zone.
Holding. Defense, number 31. 10-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Now Rice does move forward with the penalty on DeMarco Ward. Barnett had his 1st catch of the year last week and almost had his 1st career touchdown.
Yeah, you can see 31 here off to the right. Grabs the jersey of Dickman down the middle. But it really didn't affect the play. I mean, the play was to Barnett, and Barnett just has to catch the football. Only has 1 reception on the season. That was a week ago. The 1 catch for 28 yards.
So 1st and goal at the 10. Trouble with the snap, and the timing of the play thrown off as Jenkins is dumped for a loss by Kamari Wilson.
You can see just how much timing matters with an offense like this. It's got to be quick. It's got to be efficient. And when the ball's on the ground like that, you can just see all those Memphis defenders, because you don't block everybody in an option attack. I mean, there's always a guy unblocked. And right there, you can see why they lose yards again. 12th play upcoming here.
As we approach the 2-minute timeout. Jenkins fires. It's caught. And it's a touchdown for Aaron Turner. Rice finally reaches the end zone.
This does not look like an option quarterback to me. This looks like a legitimate quarterback here. Rolls off to his right, puts that foot in the ground, steps into the throw, delivers a strike to Aaron Turner on the outside. Turner has come up with 3 big plays now on this drive alone. Had the catch on 4th down, had the reverse, and now the touchdown.
Turner's 1st touchdown reception as a Rice Owl. And Enoch going, oh, that low line drive somehow sneaked over the crossbar.
That was a knuckleball.
To make it 28-7. That just wobbled on through.
From our vantage point, I thought someone maybe got a hand on it because the ball never has that low of a trajectory, but it just skates in. But the Rice Owls are on the board. They go 12 plays for 7, 28-7 here from Houston.
Oh, number 25 Memphis has not been chicken on the road here on Halloween at Rice here in Houston. ESPN College Football Primetime presented by Ram Trucks. Rice now on the board, 28-7. Memphis the lead on the short week after the emotional comeback win against South Florida. By the way, fans here at Rice Stadium got in free with the costume. You got to dress up on Halloween.
It's a pretty simple proposition. Throw on anything. Get yourself a free ticket. Come on out on a beautiful night here in Houston. It was about 72 degrees today. The sun was out shining here in late October. You know, Michael Myers will be very unhappy tomorrow.
Well, you would know all about that, wouldn't you? Yeah, you were streaming the whole marathon earlier today. This is your holiday, man.
Fear Fest on AMC. Come on. Fell asleep to it last night. Nothing like the soothing pipes of Donald Pleasance to put you to sleep.
You're the man, Dustin Fox.
Love you guys.
I'm surprised you just didn't show up in full Michael Myers costume.
Oh, I mean, I gotta be heard on the air. I mean, that mask doesn't really provide the best acoustics.
That doesn't work. One play here before the 2-minute timeout. And Lewis, it's Bryce Anderson, the tight end, for his 5th catch of the year.
That is the 2-minute
And off we go
timeout.
to the 2-minute timeout in Houston. Happy Halloween, everybody. Not too many calories. What are we talking about? It's Halloween.
There's no calorie counting on Halloween, but they do have some good choices, by the way. I respect that.
Give me that Reese's peanut butter cup in the shape of the pumpkin.
I gotta say, Zubin, I think, wins that competition.
Run ZUB, love it. Look forward to the half. Memphis out of the 2-minute timeout. And Lewis taking off. Man, that ankle injury really is in the rearview mirror. He slices ahead for 24 yards.
And it sure seemed like Rice was going to maybe get home and potentially have a sack. And somehow Brendan Lewis comes out of the gate, and now he's inside Rice territory.
All 3 timeouts for Memphis, plenty of time. And oh, by the way, the Tigers have the ball to start the second half too. Rice brings the blitz. Lewis moved off his spot, and he throws it away. Well, in the spirit of Halloween, Dustin, I know this is your favorite holiday. I was not aware, even with all of the Halloween sequels, that they made one with Michael Myers settling down with a wife and a dog.
Yeah, the wife was, you know, she's smiling. You know, she's been through this before with Michael. And how about my little baby bear, our toy poodle, our 2-year-old toy poodle with his little Dracula outfit to match Mama.
Again, you dressed up before Halloween.
Well, that was our neighborhood trick-or-treat, which was
perfect.
Last Sunday in October.
Okay. There's no judgment here, Dustin. Trust me. Lewis to Cortez Braham past the 40-yard line. I love it. The effort that you put into it, I've seen it every single year.
Thank you, partner.
It is astonishing.
Well, I appreciate it. You know, I have to thank my father for scaring the bejesus out of us when we were kids. My brother and I, you know, we grew up you know, with our dad just coming in our bedroom with different masks on at random points of the year.
I mean, some kids watch cartoons on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
You watched Halloween.
We learned early.
Lewis to the sideline. Oh, from the opposite hash. What a throw that was to Brady Cluse. And a first down, gain of 11.
Brady Cluse, might as well call him Mr. Clutch. He came up with a couple of big catches late in that UAB game. Has not had a huge impact for this team, but that is a great catch. Get that toe down inbounds, and the Tigers continue to move the football as they've got about 1:15 to go.
Now it's Duozier hammering inside the 25. Yeah, it's been Lewis with a touchdown run tonight. Frank Pazant with 3 of them.
Memphis.
And Memphis is threatening again as they call timeout with 1:11 to go. So this week on Sunday, NFL Countdown, before that big matchup in the AFC, the Chiefs and the Bills, Alex Smith goes all access with Patrick Mahomes on the art of the off-platform throw. Plus, live from Detroit, J.J. McCarthy is back for the Vikings as they match up with the Lions and Randy's best catches from the week in You Got Moss. Sunday NFL Countdown, 10 Eastern on ESPN.
Who you liking that one on Sunday?
Chiefs, Bills?
Yeah.
And I think Kansas City really is the Death Star now that Rashee Rice is off suspension. Give me the Chiefs.
Thought we were friends.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, partner. I'm a Bills alumni here.
I hear you. I hear you. Should be an awesome game.
I'm getting season tickets at the new stadium.
You already lined up for that?
Have an appointment on Monday to pick our seats.
Monday, okay then. Lewis avoids the blitz. Flag is down in the backfield.
There was a face mask, and that's what the official's going to call.
Yeah, Chibi Nua-Juaku was in pursuit.
Maybe it's a hold. I stand corrected.
Against Memphis, it looks like.
Offense, number 78. 10-yard penalty, second down.
It's on the right tackle, Travis Burke.
Well, still plenty of time here, Ted, with the 2 timeouts in 1:02. However, the problem is it's, you know, second and 17.
Of course, you can't put anything past this Memphis offense this year, and especially tonight. Screen for Duozier. And pulled down from behind by Andrew Alway. He's had a terrific season for Rice, the 5th-year senior out of Mansfield, Texas, in the DFW area.
I've been impressed with this young man and how he's played in the middle of this defense. Where's that number 0? Former walk-on. Was a safety, moved to linebacker, and now he's put on the size at 6'2", 230, 235, roughly, is having himself a nice senior year.
Well, Memphis is 3 of 4 on 3rd downs tonight. They need 13. Just a 3-man rush. Lewis finds Adcock. And about 3 yards short of the first down at the 19. Stopped by Joseph Mutombo. So 4th down for Memphis.
I think you kick this one. And
they'll let some time tick away.
Yeah, they will. As the clock is going to run down to about 3 seconds.
Second charge timeout, Memphis. 30-second timeout.
So Ryan Silverfield will turn it to Gianni Spedic, his first year with Memphis after 4 years at Ohio. Lewis engineering the drive here at the end of the half. He and Memphis will have the ball to start the second half. Just a picture-perfect first half so far for the Tigers.
No, it's been excellent. Really, the only area where they let down a little bit was just that last drive, which you can't stop everybody all the time. But for the most part, if they make this kick, they'd be thrilled to be up 31-7 at halftime.
Gianni Spedic from the Cleveland area, Chardon, Ohio, was a 4-sport star in high school. Not just soccer and football, but also baseball and basketball.
Up in my neck of the woods, Northeast Ohio's own Gianni Spedic.
This is from 37 at the end of the half. And Spedic nails it. Well, Memphis, with their playoff dreams alive, go up 31-7, heading to the locker room here in Houston. 6 drives, 5 scores for Memphis in the first half. Forget about that trap game. They're up big on Rice. To the studio, and Zubin in costume. Happy end. Back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Ram Trucks. Here on Halloween in Houston, Memphis, number 25 in the nation, on the road, perhaps to the college football playoff. The road is there for them to take, and they're up 31-7 over Rice as we start the second half. Ted Emmerich, Dustin Fox, Marilyn Payne with you. One thing is clear, Dustin, from that first half, Brendan Lewis is back.
Big time, in a big way. You know, I was a little concerned coming to this game, like how mobile would he be? Would he be able to take off and use his legs the way that he did early in the season? Well, the UAB game, obviously he could barely walk off the field. I thought he maybe broke a bone in that ankle or something along those lines because he was in a boot. But he comes back against South Florida, looked really good a week ago, but this to me tells me that he's now nearing 100%, and that's huge for the remainder of the season because, you know, they continued to do what they've done the first half here. If they can go to 8-1 here tonight with the 3 games remaining, Tulane, ECU, and Navy, they need him to be 100%, and so far he looks great tonight.
And Enoch Goda pops it up, trying to find the soft spot, but Memphis does recover. It's Brady Cluse. So clutch yet again. We check out the first half stats brought to you by Tums, and of course Memphis domination. They had 5 scoring drives in the first half, while Rice had 5 first down. Some of the other numbers tell even more of the story.
Well, they pretty much got, talking about Rice, all of those 66 yards on that 12-play drive, you know, that led to a touchdown. But hey, it's something to build on for Rice. You know, if they can maybe get a stop, get a score, we'll see. You know, being optimistic here. Brendan Lewis has been darn near perfect.
Spreading it around again, 9 different receivers among the 14 completions, and he's the leading rusher for Memphis tonight. Frank Pazant has 3 touchdowns, and Pazant just will not go down. A gain of 10 on first down. Maryland?
Memphis head coach Ryan Silverfield came out of the locker room bringing the energy that he wants his team to maintain. He said, we have to be more effective, efficient, and less sloppy on offense. He said, you asked about discipline yesterday, and you were not talking about our sugar consumption. We haven't done a good job tonight of being disciplined. He added he knows Rice is going to come out with a passing attack, and he wants his defense to completely clamp down on that once the field flips.
Yeah, Maryland's the real mob boss tonight here on Halloween.
You know, she is the 3rd member of the American Gangsters, as we've coined our crew this evening, the mobsters here in the South.
You are my favorite Paisan, by the way.
Oh, you're a sweetheart.
That run by Pazant on first down went for 9.5. Now a 3rd and 2 for Memphis. They were 3 of 5 on 3rd down in the first half. DeWosier is the back now. And DeWosier gummed up at the line of scrimmage.
Short. In fact, he's going to lose about a half a yard. That's a tremendous job by the interior of that Rice defense. And you never know. A little 3 and out here to start the second half. Maybe this Rice offense you know, at halftime, had a conversation, can build off of what they were able to do on their last touchdown drive. And there he is, Blake Banish, big number 75. I think he's got a chance to play on Sundays.
And the Rice coaches told us this week, this is a big game against that Memphis offensive line to prove that he could be a player on Sundays. Tyson Thompson, the fair catch for Rice at the 10. So Rice forces a 3-and-out, the first 3-and-out for Memphis all night. Rice had nothing going for most of that first half. Finally put something together late in the half, and Chase Jenkins and company hope to carry that forward now.
Yeah, and Chase has to throw the football, you know, better and a lot more, most likely here as we go in the second half, being down 31-7. But I thought on that drive where they got the touchdown, especially the touchdown throw itself, was a really well-thrown football on the outside to Aaron Turner.
And that triple option attack back to work. Quentin Jackson into the middle of the line for 4. Tackled by Sam Brumfield. Again, this is a Rice offense that, while yes, is built upon the run game, they are absolutely comfortable with Jenkins slinging it, mostly out of creative looks and misdirection. Yeah, that last drive in the first half was by far their best of the night, resulting in the touchdown to Aaron Turner. Jackson again squirting ahead. It'll be 3rd and short for Rice. Now Jackson's been bottled up for the most part tonight. 3rd and 2. Swing it to Dickman. And he is wrapped up. Chris Bracey again in the open field. Had the huge game last week defending passes against South Florida, and he's making tackles in the open field tonight.
Bracey's unblocked on this snap on the outside, and you can see this ball's thrown immediately, but as the ball is thrown, number 5 is already out of his break, and he's about to tackle Dickman. That's got to be out in front of him a little bit more. And nonetheless, it's going to be a loss and a 3-and-out again by this Rice offense.
Make it the 5th 3-and-out of the game for the Owls. Baquetta the punt. Prater short of Sutton Smith, and does take a Rice roll close to the 35. A 48-yard punt by Baquetta. 31-7 for the playoff contender, Memphis. You're watching the American Conference on ESPN. And there's a long way to go. About a month left in the regular season. In the American standings, Memphis has as good a shot as any. Beat South Florida last week. Navy still undefeated. And remember, they have North Texas, Dustin, tomorrow in Denton.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one there in Denton at noon. And we'll know a lot more about this conference, you know, come tomorrow afternoon. But I'm really looking forward to the next couple of weeks, especially next Friday, as Memphis has to take on Tulane as well.
Lewis finds Marcelo Bussey to start this drive for Memphis. A gain of about 4 on the play. Yeah, Memphis down the road with the game against Tulane at home next week on Friday. At East Carolina, any trip to Dowdy-Ficklin could be dangerous.
No doubt.
And then Navy at home to close out the regular season. Of course, potentially the conference championship game after that. Here's the blitz. Lewis goes down. Sacked by Blake Banish. Your man, Dustin, he impressed you on tape, and he impresses you on the field here.
It's big old 75 at 6'3", 341. Has a motor for days and just is able to use his hands to swim and push and find a way, any way, to get home to get Brendan Lewis on the ground. They said he runs 19 miles an hour on the GPS.
How about that?
At that size? Are you kidding me?
He drives it 300 yards on the golf course. Just a natural athlete at that size.
He can do anything.
3rd and 14 after the first sack of the night for Rice. Lewis has a clean pocket this time. And Bryce Anderson's going nowhere. Andrew Alway right there to greet him. The former walk-on corner turned safety, now linebacker Awe with the stop on 3rd down.
Awe's been everywhere tonight. I mean, he really has made a lot of plays. Being around the football is the best thing you can say about a middle linebacker. And you know, you wear that number 0. It's always a special number to have the single digit, but to get the 0, I mean, he's got to make some plays, and he has been everywhere tonight.
So Rice forcing back-to-back 3-and-outs by Memphis to open the second half. Came after it on Kerrigan there. Got it away to Thompson. And a fair catch at the 20. Timeout here in the 3rd quarter. Rice trying to mount a comeback.
SEC all day on ABC.
Just take that seat on the couch and enjoy all day tomorrow on ABC. Vandy, yes, Vandy, one of the stories of college football this year at 7-1. And unprompted yesterday, Rice coach Scott Abel told us what Clark Lee has built at Vanderbilt is what he has in mind at Rice. Again, a program with the high academic standards. That is Abel's vision for Rice. He can dream.
Oh, they've done a tremendous job this season. Started the season 3-0. All those wins came by 20+ points. They're getting it done on offense.
Jenkins, after all the window dressing, could not hit Landon Ransom goals, who was open downfield.
Yeah, he had him open down the field, just not able to put it on him.
And it's going to take time for Rice. Abel admits as much.
Yeah, they're probably a year or 2 away in terms of getting their personnel that they feel like can really run this type of offense, their type of kids. I mean, it's going to take a little time.
Now Dalen Alexander had a 100-yard game a couple of games ago against UTSA. Goes for a couple. It's 3rd and 8. As Abel told us, Dustin, I want to build a program here, not a team. He's not going to go into the portal. He really can't at Rice with the academics to fill all the gaps.
No, he said they'll use it for a gap filler from time to time. But like Memphis had 78 new players this year. That's just not going to happen at Rice. It's just not going to be the case. And so their idea, really their goal, is to recruit players, keep them in-house, build that program, build the tradition, the culture, all those things you talk about, and run this type of offense.
Jenkins on the roll, and the pass is caught. That is Ryan Guio with a gain of 6. So 4th down now for Rice, just past the 25.
Yeah, I don't think that they're crazy for thinking about going for this here. I mean, you're down 24 points. 8 to go. It's 4th and 2. It's not 4th and 5.
Now Rice converted that 4th down on their way to a touchdown late in the first half. Going 4 deep in their own territory here, down 31-7. Jenkins, time running out, trying to extend the play. And the pass is caught for a 1st down. James Falk, the sophomore tight end, with his 2nd catch of the year, a 9-yard pickup to move the chains.
I have no idea how Chase Jenkins is able to get away and find his tight end, James Falk, down the field. I also don't know how all the linemen didn't end up downfield beyond the line of scrimmage for illegal men downfield. Great job by everyone all the way around to pick up that 1st down on 4th and 2.
Now Jenkins keeps it on the option, and he skates for a 1st down past the 45. Maryland.
Offensive line coach and offensive coordinator Vince Munch gave the offensive line a lot of yelling, honestly, when they took seats on the bench after the last drive. He had guard Patrick Valent stand up beside center David Stickle and said, "Stickle's got 2 inches on you. Why is he lower than you are holding blocks? Stand up beside him." You see that? That should never be the case. I want you guys to tighten it up there.
Well, they certainly tightened it up in the last couple plays, and here they go again.
With Alexander to the edge. and he picks up a couple more. And Abel has said specifically, up front, that's where this offense is going to hum. And he admits it's probably going to take another year in the weight room for what is a young offensive line this year.
Yeah, and you have to learn how to play in this sort of offense. It's a little bit different. And when you're going to run the ball as much as you do, you're recruiting a different type of player.
Now the pitch off the triple option. Landon Ransom Goals, who returned from injury last week, to the boundary, and the Memphis 46, a gain of 4.
Well, this is that triple option, truly a triple option. You know, fakes the mesh point there at the dive, and then goes with the pitch on the outside to Ransom Goals. Puts it in a manageable 3rd and 4 here.
Ransom Goals plays that slot position. He can catch passes. He can run it. Up the gut to the sticks. Alexander just short of the line to gain. Drew Watts made the tackle. So once again, 4th down for Rice.
And there's no question here. And they're going to go quick.
And it's Alexander tumbling ahead for the 1st down to the 40-yard line. Alexander did not play all of last year. In fact, injuries have really derailed his first 2 years here at Rice, product of Pflugerville, just north of Austin. Now the 10th play of the drive. And down 31-7.
They're taking
Rice should think about maybe speeding things up just a little bit.
Just going to say the same thing, partner.
DeAndre Hardiman Jr. Again, it's a good-looking drive, but you got to go more up-tempo, don't you think?
I do, if you're trying to get back in the game. I mean, there's only so much time left, and goodness, this thing's now approaching 12 plays.
And you can see if the score was flipped right now, just how demoralizing it would be for a defense.
For sure. I mean, Memphis is more than happy to sit out here all day and give you 3 yards of carry.
Hardiman again. Hardiman inside the 25 and into the red zone. The freshman with 17 yards.
Now, you can get some runs like this, some explosives, you know, runs over 15 yards. That helps expedite this drive. Now you're inside the red zone for the 2nd time tonight. The chance to potentially cut it to 17.
Quentin Jackson back in at running back. Jenkins trying to find Jackson in the end zone. Oh, that pass was up there forever. Jackson could not come down with it.
I think he just lost in the lights. I really do, because the ball, it did hang up in the air for a while. And I'm not saying this is an easy catch to make, but he's there. As he kind of takes like a weird step. And you can see where it got caught in the lights a little bit. That one right step right there, and just not able to come away with that touchdown reception that should have been. 2nd touchdown drop tonight.
Yep.
By the Owls.
On 2nd and 10, flag is down from behind the play. Jenkins breaks the tackle. He's inside the 10. But again, a flag back at the 25.
Personal foul. Illegal chop block. Offense. Number 71 and 53. 15-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's on the true freshman, Cole Principi, along with Luke Miller. So 2 Rice linemen with the chop blocks.
Yeah, they call those. It's going to be on the right side of your line. One's going to go high. And when you see 53 Luke Miller go low, I mean, Cole, the freshman, is just blocking up high anyway. So Miller's got to be aware, you know, where he's going with his body as he does go to the ground. That's an easy call. And now, you know, for an offense that's been, you know, getting 4 or 5 yards. Okay, well now it's 2nd and Denton.
That's a ways up there.
That's about a 12-hour drive, isn't it?
5.
Okay.
But close.
Oh, yeah, north of Dallas.
That's all right.
I was thinking of Lubbock.
Pitch it to Dickman on the reverse, and he gets decked by William Whitlow Jr. the all-conference defensive lineman from a year ago. It's a loss of 10.
Well, now they got to get to Lubbock.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Great job here by William Whitlow Jr. staying at home. That's that discipline they talk about so much. Man, think about how this drive has turned from a touchdown drop to now 3rd and 35.
I don't think the triple option is designed to convert 3rd and 35.
No.
What an outlandish statement. Jenkins slings it off the hands of Turner, and it's intercepted by Amarian Cooper. They call him Duke. Flag down. Cooper on the return into Rice territory near the 40. And another flag at the end.
Well, once that goes into that bench on the sideline, there, you never know what the heck's going on over there. So that's where another flag comes out. So there'll be some extracurriculars to sort out here for the officiating crew.
Assuming it stands here, Amarian Cooper with his first interception in 3 years since he was a Florida State Seminole.
Twice.
Part of his first stint with FSU.
Yeah.
He's had 2 of them in between a stop at Colorado.
He's had a winding road of a journey for a college football player.
Give him the belt.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, face mask, offense. That penalty's declined. The result of the play is an interception. After the play, personal foul. Passing team, number 1, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, so Turner with that penalty at the end of the return, tacked that on. And Amarian Cooper with the pick.
Yeah, you can see this is an offense not designed to go deep down the field. You know, they're just trying to really pick up, you know, what they can there, 7-8 yards, and see if they can, you know, launch it basically a Hail Mary on 4th down. But Cooper comes away with the pick. There's some extras going on there out of bounds in the Memphis sideline area. And now the Tigers going to have a really nice starting field position on this drive.
Amarian Cooper interception has Memphis with the ball back up 31-7. Head coach Ryan Silverfield just went over to each section of the defense and yelled 1 play at a time. That's exactly how we make plays. And then he went to the D-line yelling, keep getting after their heads, stay tough, keep fighting.
Yeah, I mean, the energy that Ryan Silverfield showed just yesterday in our meetings with him, just off the page, as Memphis starts at the 27 of Rice. The pass to Cluse incomplete. Of course, this is the case for Memphis in the playoff race, Dustin. Every game now is our most important, but you can just see in his eyes, they know they can't let up now. They had the loss to UAB. They can't afford to slip up again.
No, and they probably feel pretty comfortable where they're at right now with this 31-7 lead, and they're happy about that, but they know. And they can't come into any stadium on a Friday night or any Saturday and take it for granted. They saw that at UAB.
Lewis's pass just a little bit behind C.J. Smith. Incomplete. And it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it's still back-to-back drops on 1st and 2nd down. I know that pass was a little bit behind his target on the outside, but it still should have been caught.
It's the first time tonight Brendan Lewis has thrown back-to-back incompletions. Tells you the story of his night. Not to mention what he has done on the ground as Memphis leading rusher. 3rd and 10. Just a 3-man rush. Fitting it into a tight window. No incompletion this time. It's a first down for Cortez Bray. He is still going. Braham inside the 5. Cortez Braham Jr. is an alpha. 25 yards.
What an individual effort on the outside by Cortez Braham. Let's count the tackles he breaks. I mean, there's 2 right there. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 8, 9. How about the whole defense? How
Pretty
about
much.
the whole defense? Can't tackle me. What a play.
Unreal.
I'm just kind of disappointed for the young man. He didn't make it in the end zone with that effort. Wow.
Thought he was headed there.
Yeah, sure did.
Final minute of the quarter, and DeWosier finishes it off. It's another rushing touchdown for Memphis, the 5th of the night for the Tigers.
I feel like DeWosier should go give that touchdown ball to Braham because he earned it with that effort on that catch and run to set up that 1st and goal and the easy touchdown run for DeWosier. The 7th touchdown of the season on the ground.
Braham is still fired up, as he should be.
Oh my goodness, he absolutely should be fired up. I mean, this is a walk-in, untouched touchdown.
Maryland?
Yeah, you guys said it pretty well. B. Lou came over Brandon Lewis saying that should have been his TD, that should have been Tez's, and Greg kind of laughed about it, and all 3 of them nodded their head, gave the same reaction, and then Cortez Braham continued to scream, "I'm so tired, I'm so mad I didn't score."
I don't think he had any energy left at the end of that run, but man, I don't know that I've seen this season one player have such an individual effort on one play quite like that. I mean, he literally broke every tackle.
Yes.
Like maybe there was one player on defense that didn't miss a tackle. Maybe there was.
Were there more than 11 on the field?
Well, that we didn't count, but I will say this. there may have been. Oh, I bet. No, that's one he'll never live down.
Here's Aaron Turner on the return for Rice past the 20. Monday Night Football in Arlington, Texas. Dak and the Cowboys matching up with the Cardinals. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the all-new ESPN app. Plus, you can catch Peyton and Eli on ESPN2. You got NFL Live at 3. Scott Van Pelt and the Monday Night Countdown crew at 6. Speaking of Halloween and speaking of the Owls, did you hear what happened to Brian Schottenheimer, the Cowboys coach, last night? Jenkins carries it for a couple here. Brian Schottenheimer said today at his press conference, an owl got into his house last night. Did Schotty remove the owl himself? No, he did not. Called animal control. He said he was ready to stay at the condo and leave his wife there. Niece, nephew, other family members are trying to get it out. They had to call animal control.
Owls are scary.
Yeah, don't mess with owls.
Yeah.
I mean, Memphis is tonight. It's all good, but...
Well, they're tigers.
Yeah, that's right.
If I was a tiger, I wouldn't be that scared of an owl. But I'm a human.
Yep.
The talons on those things are scary, man.
The perfect Halloween football story as we head to the 4th quarter here in Houston. The playoff dream very much still alive for Memphis here in Houston.
Memphis leads the Rice Owls 38-7. Tigers head coach with me here. Describe what would make up a perfect 4th quarter for your team.
We got to keep them off the scoreboard. I mean, I've been disappointed with some of the stuff that we've allowed. Can't allow any more explosive runs. We're leaving some guys open in the passing game. And offensively, too many self-inflicted wounds. We're not playing clean enough. I'm actually quite disappointed with the way we came out at halftime.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go Tigers.
Well, Ryan Silverfield's team did go 3 and out. Back-to-back drives coming out of the locker room. In terms of explosive runs, Memphis has allowed 3 runs of 10-plus yards. They are holding Rice to 2.5 yards per carry tonight.
Yeah, they've done a pretty amazing job. They've held them to 1 of 11 now on 3rd downs. Memphis defense is held Rice. I mean, they've not really been able to do anything outside of that one drive. Well, the last drive they went down and we saw how that thing turned around, but goodness gracious, they've played outstanding.
It's the 6th 3-and-out that Memphis has forced tonight. And a nice roll for Paqueta inside the 10. You understand why Ryan Silverfield is saying all of this. There are much bigger goals ahead than just a win tonight in Houston. The win tonight keeps them in the playoff hunt as they head into November.
No doubt. You go to 8-1 after tonight. You start your focus on next week against Tulane, as they've got to come to Memphis, Liberty Stadium. And I promise you, Tulane's going to come in there like their hair on fire after what happened last night against the Roadrunners down in San Antonio.
Now, Jake Retzloff got benched.
Yeah.
That blowout loss.
There was some interesting comments by Coach Traylor after that game. And some words exchanged between both staffs. I mean, you can go look it up. If you want some entertainment on this Halloween evening.
We're always looking for entertainment on Halloween. Lewis carries for 11 to start the drive. Worst starting field position for Memphis inside their own 10. Again, the story for Memphis has been the ground game. 5 rushing touchdowns, 3 from Frank Pazant. Lewis had the first one of the night, and he actually leads Memphis on the ground. Again, moving past that ankle injury from a couple of weeks ago in the loss to UAB. Lewis gave up the flat route. Instead, over the top to Jamari Hawkins.
And if Hawkins is able to keep his feet, he may have taken that down the sideline for Lord knows how many yards, maybe even a touchdown, but just can't keep his feet up underneath of himself. But nonetheless picks up the first down, and they're moving the chains out near the 40.
Hawkins has been a big play target all year, went for 19 there. Now 11 different receivers have caught a pass for Memphis. Lewis breaks a tackle and eludes past the 40. Takes a shot from Tony Ayenyenwu, the outside linebacker, and Lewis picks up 4.
I'm sure that one has Tim Cramsey, the offensive coordinator of Memphis, a little bit nervous, seeing his starting quarterback, who they know they're going to need in these final 3 games, takes a big-time shot there at the end of that run.
Listen, Brendan Lewis has talked about it, too. He's not going to slide very often.
No, listen, he's a tough kid.
Yeah.
I'm not taking anything away from him. But I know what Tim Cramsey's thinking behind the scenes as he's watching his quarterback, take a couple of big-time shots.
Again, Lewis keeping. And this time for a first down to midfield. Dustin, you brought it up with Cramsey, with Ryan Silverfield. Oh, it's Lewis hobbles off here. So back-to-back runs. And Lewis limps off. Okay.
All right, that's something we got to keep an eye on. And that is not good news. You can't. You do not want to lose your starting quarterback in a game you're up 38-7.
And so Arrington Maiden, the redshirt freshman from College Station, about 100 miles to the north, is in for Lewis. And Sutton Smith is back to the line of scrimmage. One more look here. Boy, just as Brendan Lewis was back to full strength.
Well, he was limping off, so that would probably indicate that it was lower body.
Dustin, after the previous run, why is that option even in the menu at this point?
I think it's a fair question.
We'll hear from Maryland here in just a moment as Arrington Maiden faces 2nd and 10. And the pass is bobbled and dropped. Maryland?
Memphis quarterback Brendan Lewis is still on his back, screaming loudly. He's just now rocked back up onto his hips to sit and is expressing a lot of pain and frustration around a left lower limb injury. He did reach for both his ankle and his knee. The training staff has got him up on his feet. and he's walking on his own, but very uncomfortable looking on his way toward the injury tent. I'll give you more when I have it.
Yeah, Marilyn, thank you. And remember, it was the left ankle that he injured 2 weeks ago. Dustin, you were there when Memphis lost to UAB.
Yeah, it was very similar. He could barely walk on that left ankle after he injured it.
That was on a sack. Maiden gets sacked here by Ayenyenwu. And it's 4th down for Memphis, but of course, eyes really not on the field at this point. The eyes are on Brendan Lewis. And into the tent.
Well, from that little clip there, snippet, as he's walking in the tent, it looked like he was kind of favoring the right side, the right leg.
Kerrigan to punt. And Thompson on the return. Flag down from behind Thompson, who makes it to the 25.
Going to have a block in the back on this return.
There is no foul for illegal blindside block on the play. 1st down. Immediate timeout.
So a timeout with 9:47 to go, a 38-7 lead. But what is the condition of Brendan Lewis? Memphis in the playoff race and up big against Rice, but the story now, Brendan Lewis's health yet again. Just came back from that ankle injury a couple of weeks ago and limped off the field after this carry moments ago. Rice takes over, and the flag is down.
It's going to be roughing the passer. Well, not probably roughing the passer, but a 15-yard personal foul, I'm guessing. It's around the quarterback, late hit.
Brendan Lewis, at least, is out of the blue medical tent for Memphis.
Personal foul. Targeting. Defense, number 7. Previous play is under further review.
And, of course, that's major for Drew Watts, because if this is truly targeting, he would have to miss the first half of the game against Tulane next Friday night.
Great point.
Man. So in this case, in the option, Dustin, you hear about defenseless players, and at that point, you're talking about forcible contact to the head or neck area. Jenkins is pitching the ball. He's not in a passing posture. So I don't believe...
No, but he's defenseless in that position, and when he lowers that crown of the helmet, that's what they're looking at in terms of an indicator, and it's close. I mean...
And no matter what, if it truly is crown of the helmet, that is targeting.
Yeah, at any point of the body, you can't lower the head and use it as a weapon. To me, that's very close.
To your point, Dustin, you mentioned an indicator, that launching motion. I do believe you have that from Drew Watts. And
taking a poll here in the booth around the, asking the guys, because we got about 8 people in this tiny little booth, and it's kind of split.
I'm not positive it is
close.
Truly the crown of the helmet for Drew Watts with the angles that we got there. And once again, if Jenkins is considered defenseless there, it's an option run. He is not passing downfield. Yes, you've got the launch as the indicator, but Matt Overton is ready to deliver the call. I'm not positive this is targeting.
There is no targeting on the play. Result of the play is 2nd down.
Yeah, so it is enough to overturn it. I just didn't think there was enough there, and really don't think that Jenkins qualifies as defenseless on that play as a runner on with the option pitch. And in any event, they say that Drew Watts made contact with the chest. It wasn't the head or neck area, and apparently not the crown of the helmet. So it goes as a gain of 3. Drew Watts not ejected. And Jenkins takes off. Just short of the line to gain. Third and 1 for Rice. And Jenkins surges ahead for the first down. Maryland?
Before Brendan Lewis left the injury tent, head coach Ryan Silverfield entered from the backside, and he was telling Lewis, are you okay? And then he said, yeah, you're okay, you're okay. Continued to say it as he left the injury tent. And then Silverfield looked at me, gave me the thumbs up before Lewis walked away. He walked down the sideline telling his wide receiver teammates and the offensive line before sitting down with the line, I'm okay, it's my ankle, and then telling another member of the staff here that his left shoulder also does hurt.
Yeah, he's taken a couple of shots on back-to-back plays there before Memphis punted. Alexander carries it for 5. I mean, Lewis's night, Dustin, was about to be done anyway.
Oh yeah, no, he was definitely about to be done. And then they call that design quarterback run, which is just, I'm sure that Tim Cramsey's probably thinking to himself, man, I shouldn't have called that run. It's always, you know, second guessing and hindsight 20/20, that whole deal.
He is continuing to tell other teammates to walk over to him, yeah, I'm okay, and that's the good news for the Tigers.
Good, very good.
Alexander again, this time for 2 more. Again, you see where Lewis sitting down and holding out that left leg. It truly is that same leg from a couple of weeks ago against UAB. It's just the last thing that any Memphis fan would like to see in a 38-7 game here in the 4th. Team with playoff aspirations here down the stretch, coming out of the group of 5. Jenkins reversing his field and finds the open target. And the sidestep inside the 30. All the way down inside the 15. It's Tyvon Byers, the true freshman, with his first career catch. And he springs for 43 yards.
Oh, this is really all Chase Jenkins, his mobility and being able just to find an outlet. And he finds Byers, who takes off and goes, and boy, has some wheels at the end and puts this inside the 15-yard line as there is a Memphis defender down.
And it's Duke Cooper, who had his first interception as a Tiger earlier. And thankfully for Memphis, he's right back to his feet. So first Lewis heading off the field. Memphis had the ball. Now Cooper on defense. Memphis would like to speed up the final 6 minutes and 32 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, they would love to be, you know, getting ready to head back to Memphis and get in their cozy beds on this Halloween Eve and watch a lot of football on Saturday afternoon and start to get ready for the big matchup next Friday against the Green Wave.
Tyvon Byers, the true freshman, remains in at running back for Rice. And Byers takes it down to the 11 for a gain of 4. Byers from Montgomery, Texas, about an hour to the north. Piled up more than 100 touchdowns in his 4 years at Lake Creek High School.
Just casually taking their time.
Once again, no hurry. What's the rush on Halloween? Down 38-7. Jenkins down inside the 5, 1st and goal for Rice. Kamari Wilson made the tackle. Gain of 10. Really is a fun offense when it's working.
No, it is. I like it.
Scott Abel says it's almost Frankenstein. He's pieced it together bit by bit everywhere he's been. Jenkins wrapped up by Wilson. It'll be 2nd and goal. It all started with Tom Osborne, the Nebraska I option. He would tape every Nebraska game on VHS. And he was a high school coach in Virginia. Then he was inspired by Rich Rodriguez in his first stint at West Virginia, the spread concepts. Think of Pat White, great players coming through there, and he's just added to it. He loves running this option attack out of the shotgun.
And another 10-play drive here for this Rice offense.
Jenkins keeps it, and he loses a yard. Chris Bracey on the edge along with Sam Brumfield.
10th tackle for loss by this Memphis defense tonight.
And Bracey's been in on a few of them.
Got to give this Memphis defense some credit, though. I mean, they bowed up here. I mean, you'd think this Rice offense is 1st and goal inside the 5. And really, they're kind of going backwards.
3rd and goal. Byers picking his way. Didn't get in. 4th and goal. With under 4 minutes to play. And just overall, the way Memphis has played this unique attack on a short week, everything they had to go through in practice to deal with what Scott Abel was going to throw at them. Yeah, do your job, the assignment football, all of that. Memphis has been up to the task.
Rice.
And a timeout for Rice with 3:38 remaining. Memphis on its way to 8-1.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Ram, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff.
Houston is Space City, the Johnson Space Center. About 30 miles down I-45 from here at Rice Stadium. Rice, great connection to NASA. 16 alums have become either NASA astronauts or administrators. 3:38 to go. And Rice going for it on 4th and goal. They are 3 of 3 on 4th down here tonight. Just trying to cap this with a touchdown. Freshman Byers remains the back for Chase Jenkins at quarterback. Jenkins wanted Turner in the flat. Instead, it's intercepted. DeMarco Ward with his 3rd pick of the year. There is a flag in the end zone.
Defensive holding. This will be 1st and goal at the 1.
Holding. Defense, number 29. Half the distance to the goal, automatic 1st down.
That's called against Jaden Dennis, the corner.
He had an open receiver in the back of the end zone. He had the tight end Falk, the wide open in the back of the end zone. I don't think he could see him because the official was maybe in the way, but the holding call was right there where the interception occurred. And we'll see if the Owls can make this look a little more respectable at the end of the day.
Give it to Byers, and he's through for his 1st career touchdown. Had the big play earlier in the drive, and he pays it off.
Nice push up front. Maybe they should have done that on 1st and goal and they had it at 3. That was a great job by the offensive line, allowing Byers to just easily walk into the end zone.
Chase Allen on for the extra point. Remember, Goda had that knuckleball PAT at the end of the first half, and Allen with his 2nd extra point of the night. Tyvon Byers, his first career touchdown on a night that's really been owned by Memphis. Strap in. The SEC on ABC college football tripleheader starts in Austin tomorrow. Arch Manning off the injury report for number 20 Texas as they host Diego Pavia and number 9 Vanderbilt. The rivalry in Jacksonville at 3:30 Eastern. Number 5 Georgia and Florida, and a playoff elimination game in Knoxville, Tennessee and Oklahoma. Each game also available on the all-new ESPN app. John Mateer trying to recapture his form. He's been a different player for OU since that thumb injury, needed surgery. He said this week, the thumb is not the issue. Okay. And kick through the end zone here with 3:28 to go. Memphis up 38-14. Ryan Silverfield prides himself on running a power conference program in the group of 5. He's beaten 5 Power 4 opponents, including Arkansas earlier this year. Back-to-back 10-win campaigns for the first time in the program's 109-year history. And at the end of the season, Ryan Silverfield and his team usually celebrating 4 consecutive bowl victories. And now, of course, with Memphis in the playoff conversation, Ryan Silverfield could very well be part of the conversation surrounding what should be an all-time coaching carousel.
Oh, there's no question. I mean, there's so many jobs open right now, more than I can ever remember in my lifetime, and big-time jobs, big Power 4 jobs that are going to pay some big-time dollars to up-and-coming coaches, and certainly he's one of, you know, a lot of coaches out there that deserve to be in the conversation. Been here 6 years and has done such a tremendous job. Those back-to-back 10-win seasons, you said he's won 4 straight bowl games. I don't know what more you can expect out of Memphis outside of, you know, obviously winning this conference and getting to the playoff, which they've got a path to do this season.
And Silverfield shared a great story with us yesterday. 2nd and 5 here in Pazant, who had the 3 touchdowns in the first half, lowering the shoulder ahead past the 30. After they beat Arkansas, there was a donor, Silverfield says, who texted him that we're going to do everything we can to keep you here at Memphis. After they lost to UAB a couple of weeks ago, there was one donor who texted Silverfield, I'll help you pack your bags. College football,
the life of a college football coach. I mean, you know how this job can be up and down. You know, they were having a whiteout at Happy Valley, and 2 weeks later, he was packing his bags, Coach Franklin.
Yeah.
He won't be able to work long.
2-minute timeout here in Houston.
2-minute timeout.
38-14 Memphis. Tigers definitely in that playoff mix. Out of the 2-minute timeout here in Houston with Memphis up 38-14. The playoff dream absolutely still intact. And Frank Pazant is stopped at the line, pushed back by Andrew Alway. Here on Halloween, of course, Marilyn Payne is handing out candy. I don't know if anybody's really trick-or-treating here at Rice Stadium, but Marilyn has that on her mind.
Yeah, she's
a lot of work
down there.
The throw needs a lot of work. The throw needs a lot of work.
Amongst the people.
I am not QB1. Please let it be known. Please let it be known. Here we go. She's coming to me, so we'll be all right. Absolutely, you can have one extra. She was so polite, y'all. I like your ears.
You got those nerves.
She got the ears. I wanted cat ears, but then we would not have all matched as American gangsters. So sometimes it works out the way it's supposed to. You guys want candy?
The real gangster, Marilyn Payne, doing all the work here on Halloween. Tyson Thompson, the fair catch with 1:12 to go. Listen, it does. Again, the story for Memphis moving forward, we heard Maryland's report earlier. Brendan Lewis is telling everybody he's okay, but shaken up earlier in this fourth quarter. That will be the first question that Ryan Silverfield hears. How is your quarterback moving forward?
Well, and I think he's going to be okay, judging by the way that he was responding to his teammates on the sideline, what Maryland was able to report back to us, and just seeing him being able to walk. Not quite the limp that he had against UAB, and it was a different extremity, the right leg as opposed to the left leg this time.
Drew DeVilliers now in at quarterback for Rice, and Dalen Alexander picks up a couple. I mean, Lewis does seem to be in fine spirits. He took that visit into the medical tent, getting so sharp here tonight, fresh off the rally against South Florida. Tonight, Memphis leading rusher. Scored their first touchdown, and again was hurt earlier in the fourth quarter.
False start.
False start.
Runoff.
Offense, number 71. To avoid a 10-second runoff, Rice has called their second charge timeout.
And that's what you can do to avoid the runoff. That's Rice's choice here with 49 seconds to play. DeVilliers, the redshirt freshman out of Plano, originally committed to play baseball at TCU, decided to come down here to Houston to play football at Rice. And on the run, DeVilliers. Oh, lowers the shoulder. Just got crunched after a nominal gain by Jaden Flaker. So Memphis, all eyes now on Tulane next Friday night. How do you think that matchup shapes up?
Well, we got to figure out what's going to happen with Tulane and their quarterback situation. I mean, I didn't see all of the game last night. I did hear there were some reports that Retzloff was benched, I guess, at the end of the game. I mean, the game was out of hand, or in hand, I should say. But I'm sure that Coach Summerall will have those guys ready to bounce back, and it's going to be a tough matchup. We put up the analytical data earlier that sort of, you know, give you the percentage chance of who's going to win the game. I believe we had it around 60% Memphis for that, so it's a little more than a coin flip on paper. But that Brendan Lewis injury is something to keep an eye on, for sure.
Of course. High snap, DeVilliers corrals it. And on 4th and 10, goes down, and Memphis can take the knee here with 4 seconds to play. Now, Ryan Silverfield said it last week after they came back from 14 down to beat South Florida. We really have the largest rebuild in college football. I mean, in this portal era, 78 new players. 78, the most of any team in college football. He says, I'm still learning things about my players every week. I mean, you're in October, you're heading to November. That's just how it's going to be. And yet this team has gelled.
They have. They've come together in a big way, and it's really remarkable. It speaks of the culture they have and the way that they go about their business as coaches to get guys to come together in such a short period of time. And there's not a lot of time for these guys to build that trust upon one another, especially on the defensive side of the football. In a game like this, where you've got to have everybody locked into their keys and their assignments, they got the job done.
No scare on Halloween for number 25, Memphis. The playoff candle still burns bright for the Tigers as they blow away Rice here in Houston, 38-14. Now 8-1 on the season. Again, the only team from the group of 5 ranked in the AP top 25 and just ahead of the first college football playoff rankings reveal coming up Tuesday night on ESPN. The path is clear for Memphis with 3 games remaining in the regular season. Downstairs to Maryland.
Brendan Lewis was an incredibly efficient 225 passing yards before he left in pain. Will you tell me what he said to you when you stuck your head in the back of the injury tent there?
He said, "You ready for me to go back in?" And that's the type of competitor he is. That's the type of young man who want to compete at the highest level for their brothers.
Defensively, what pleased you most about what your guys did here tonight?
You know, it's a unique offense. We give Rice credit that, you know, the gun option stuff's tough to prepare for on a short week. I was proud of the effort. It's good when you can win by 24 points and not be really happy with, you know, with the ultimate execution day in and day out.
How do you describe the importance of your versatile ground game as you guys continue through the end of your season?
Yeah, it's important. Right? We're going to have to get the run game going a little bit better. I think in all phases of the run game, every position has to do a better job executing, and it starts with basic fundamentals. But it's good to have a quarterback that can move the chains as well.
Ahead of facing Tulane, what will be the most important part of your preparation?
It's a one-day-at-a-time approach. You know, we play them again on Friday night on ESPN. We're excited for that opportunity. We're excited to be back home in front of our great fans. We've got to have a great week of practice and continue to be all in.
Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you. Go Tigers.
Now Ryan Silverfield has Memphis at 8-1 and still very much in the hunt for the American Conference Championship and a spot in the college football playoff. Appreciate you joining us on this Halloween here in Houston. For Dustin Fox, Marilyn Payne, and our entire crew, Ted Emmerich saying so long. Big Sky After Dark still to come. Memphis wins 38-14. For now, we send you to the studio. Zubin Mehenti, or if he's still in costume, run ZUB.